Hello, everyone. How are we all doing tonight? Let me know in the comments. How we all holding up? If you haven't seen it, I uploaded today. It's a fun video. Very topical, very comic-oriented. Ranking all of the LEGO DC characters. That includes the original games, all the guidebooks, random picture books, the LEGO movie, so the LEGO Batman movie that was in theaters, and the new LEGO Batman game. All of it is included. So check that out when the stream is up, or whenever you feel like in the near future. But with that said, as far as the streams around here go, everybody watching the stream, give it a like because it helps other people get notified that I am live. And as always, you can donate to support the channel. Any donation, be it a power scaling question, just my own personal opinions, insight, etc. The more you donate, the more in-depth of an answer you will get, but any amount is appreciated. You could also become a channel member. The link is in the description. Channel members get all of their comments addressed, no extra charge. They also get access to the private Discord server, wherein we talk about games, comics, movies, all day, every day. So it's a fun community that you can only get by becoming a channel member and supporting the channel. Gonna have a chill stream tonight. Chill stream for you. Nice to hear you're doing good, Kicker. Nice to hear you are doing good, Sunday Page. Yeah, Watchmen's good. It's not bad. Not a bad movie. Are you guys enjoying the new LEGO Batman game? Have you gotten a chance to play it? I know it's been out for, I think, officially a day, maybe a day or two. But let me know how, if you're excited to play it. If you have played it, what do you think? But I think the last stream was pretty good, and I mostly let the channel members inspire the topics, so maybe we could recreate that. I have not rewatched that movie very often, so I would not say that it was amazing, but it is good. It is not a bad movie. Yeah, I get that if money's tight. This gas situation, games getting more expensive than ever too. It's no good. It's tough. It's absolutely tough. But I enjoyed the game. I beat it. Some of you guys probably know if you were in a couple streams ago, but somebody donated so I could buy the deluxe edition, which got me the game a few days early. So I was able to play and beat it, thus that I could power scale it and have the video ready before most people even got the chance to play the game. So I hope the video will sit there, and as people beat the game, they give it a watch. The most nerfed comic book character in your opinion? Nerfed as in they were strong once, or they were strong at one time, and then since then they've just been left to rot with no good showings. It's not super terrible where I am, but it is still twice as much as it was, sadly. A character that was top tier, but was kicked down. Thrown down a few notches on the totem pole. Who has fallen off lately? Who has absolutely fallen off? Yo, what's up, Chuck? Yeah, bro, we're right about to open it up again, open the straight. We've got peace. Just kidding. Just kidding. Rug pull alert. How you doing, Chuck? I'm not sure who's the most nerfed, who's fallen off the farthest. That's a good question. I honestly cannot. I honestly cannot think of who it would be. Yo, what's up, Flint and Steel? Do you have any movie recommendations? Yeah, good, the bad, and the ugly. The good, the bad, and the ugly trilogy. Watch those. It is me, Flint and Steel. It absolutely is me. How you doing? I'm doing good. I guess I would go with Richard Dragon because he was this top tier for a while, and he was this top tier, and then he's just been completely ignored and has done nothing. And it's even so bad that he got stuck in comic book limbo. Nobody was using him to the point that chronologically, or cosmologically, he got shoved in the drawer. Yo, what's up, Charlie? Wondering why he would shoot a man? Most of the Bat family's on a sliding scale. Maybe. But mistaken. Hey, thanks, Charlie. Here's hoping it picks up. Here's hoping it kicks down the doors into the algo. A lot of people are talking about the new game. It's flooded my timeline. It's been doing well on Steam. A lot of concurrent players on release. So, I think it's a matter of time. Maybe as more people beat the game. Or, find time away from it. Lego Nightwing above comic book Batman. When I find the link between the scaling chain between the comics and Lego, I will I'll think about it. I'll workshop it. I will absolutely workshop it. No one else would be willing to even make the argument but me. A lot of people. Bruce's brother? Do you mean, like the New 52 Owlman, basically? Chuck, you want to collab on Sentry versus Superboy Prime? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what I'm reading? I would absolutely be down to get that out there. We will talk. We will absolutely talk about that. A lot of people. Chuck approved the Lego Nightwing scaling in the video. I said, hey bro, skim through this. I think it's pretty cut and dry. And indeed it was. It's not me. It's not my fault, okay? People want to blame me. People want to come at me with the pitchforks. Okay? Some people, they don't... The truth can be uncomfortable. Some people don't want to hear the truth, but I respect the community. And maybe I shouldn't. Maybe it's misplaced. But I respect my fellow man enough to trust them with the truth. Maybe this information will bring destruction, but I feel it's my responsibility. It's my responsibility. I'll be the one guy. I will be the one guy. It might be what I was born to do. Think about that. Can you say the same? Can you all say the same? Look me in my eyes and say that this is what you were born to do. And honestly, if you disagree with me, it's Lego, okay? It's just Lego. I would love nothing more than if the new video creates all this crazy debate in the comments. Bro, are you out of your mind? There's no way this guy said Lego Green Arrow beats Lego Batman. Because I would just nod. I'd say thank you for the comment. Feel free to hold whatever opinion you want. It's just Lego. I am the hero. I am the hero that's needed. You know, that's the ultimate irony, right? That's the ultimate irony. Is Batman gave this speech about, oh, I'll be the villain. I can take it. I'm the, you know, he'll be the hero that Gotham needs in this moment. They're not ready. The people are not ready for the bright night. They're not ready for the Harvey Dent that could have been. They're not ready. So you're just going to have to settle for me. You're not ready. These people haven't come to the truth themselves. The masses. $2,000 Lego Clone Troopers? Really? What, are they just in a bin somewhere? You just got nothing. Clone Troopers specifically. You collect Lego Clone Troopers. Lego is cool. I didn't have, you know, for me it was mostly the video games because I had a bunch of sets, don't get me wrong. But there was definitely a bit of a kibosh. There was a bit of a limitation imposed because my dad would step on Lego pieces. And fair enough, that's got to stop. If it were me, you know, looking back, I can say that's fine. The video games are fun enough. Lego Star Wars, Lego Batman. Sergeant Anthony. Yep, that's correct. Sergeant Anthony is in the Discord channel member, so he's got he had behind the scenes access to seeing all the scans I was collecting as I was making the video. The Discord is good times. The Discord is good times. And we were watching some of the Lego movies in there. When Lego Green Lantern shot, for no reason at all, a giant lantern construct that almost engulfed, you know, a big chunk of the Milky Way. And it wasn't a good idea. It was not a good idea either because that's how Brainiac knew to attack the Earth. He's like, oh, there's a lot of power there, or whatever. He saw the green glow, and he's like, I have to attack the Earth. So, Green Lantern is, like, legitimately unhinged to a fault. He's a danger to those around him. And, I had to expose that. I absolutely had to expose that. Chuck, you gotta start a politics channel, bro. You gotta start with the politics. You have to do a political channel. You have to become Chuck the Cyber Pundit. Tim Drake Robin immune to decapitation. It's true. Yeah, the anatomy of a Lego minifigure is interesting. Because, you know, you see aging, they have some kind of metabolic, but honestly, like, they could just change pieces as they get, you know, quote unquote older. It could just be an arbitrary, or who even knows? Who knows what they think and how they act, right? Because you look at like Lego Star Wars is a good example, because you have like Darth Vader, Anakin gets burned, and he kind of has to live with it, but he then swaps out the pieces, you know, quote, like the mech suit. It's a piece. They're actual torso leg pieces. It's not a suit per se. So they just have weird. It's just like a bizarre fourth wall. They know that in the storyline, this is what they look like now. You know, you have like the Lego Batman movie. Batman is like vaguely aware of his pop culture presence, the different live action movies, the 66 series. He's aware of these things. So it's hard to say. Are they like Pokemon, so they're inorganic? They kind of are. They kind of are inorganic. Yeah, I show in the video that, you know, at one point Batman and Superman, you know, they do the switcheroo that they've been known to do sometimes. And to put their costumes or whatever back on, they literally take like their legs off. And you see the pegs, the leg pegs that are inserted into the Lego torso. You see those. You see them, they like rip each other apart. And they swap each other, you know, no problem. But then there's some other statements in the movies that like Lego Robin, like Tim Drake will break his legs and it's unpleasant, and like, okay, so what does that even mean? And Bane broke Batman's back. We know that the Lego characters have bones when they get electrocuted or whatever. We see they have a skeleton. So they have like a skeletal structure. Like I said, a gun to tear apart Lego pieces. Yeah. That's true. Robots movie where they have to swap parts too, rust and die. Yeah, it's bizarre. It's not like these things are not supposed to be representations of human beings. They're their own sort of being, and they're aware of it. There's one movie where they go to, you know, this character's like, high five. And the other character's like, with what? Because, of course, a high five is we have 5 fingers. But they don't have fingers. They have, like, 2... I don't even know what to call that. But, so they're aware that they don't have fingers. They're aware of human idioms. But they are also conscious that they are not applicable. That their anatomy is not human anatomy. So... it's strange. Lego pieces, obviously, they do age. It's just bizarre. It is bizarre. You have like the Lego Harry Potter, you know, movie or games, whatever. Obviously, the protagonists age as the years go on. That's probably the most sound, or the most, you know, obvious open and shut example of, in actual years, because it is years, right? The school years, they age. At least, I mean, but even then, you have like Lego babies, right? You have little Lego baby pieces, and then you have the shorter legs, and that's like a child, and then you just have from teenager all the way to old man. They have the same anatomy, the same like leg. The leg length piece is the only real denoter of age, but yeah, exactly. It is strange. And you wonder, like, okay, so Batman's parents were shot and killed. How does a Lego piece die? If you pierce their...
in the new game he talks about like organs, like his spleen. So can you shoot a Lego in the heart? Will that kill them? Do they? I don't think they bleed. I've never seen that. You can't take that for granted because of everything else I've said. So I have no idea. It's but you know that they can be infected by like ivy spores, so they have like sensory organs, or you know, to the extent in the way that the comic characters can be affected by, you know, toxins and stuff like that. Thank you, Ray Hermanos Chuck, also known as Autistic Jurgas. Thank you for the Cash App. Thank you for the $5. Huh. Yeah, well, no. Absolutely not. I will not lie and say that you donate 100. No. Chat, we're gonna have to bully this guy into donating 100. He's playing games with my heart here. He's actually hurting my feelings. Let me put that on the screen. And thank you for the $2.79 Canadian for the Lego lore. How does a Lego piece die? How do they die? You know, how does that happen? It's like if your Superman's family, or you know, his planet, the planet exploded, so that killed them. Probably vaporized them, you know. Probably just destroyed them where they couldn't repair themselves. Thank you, thank you. First dono of the night, hopefully the first of many. And then thank you. The Cash App is the best because YouTube takes a cut. YouTube takes 30%. I get 100% of the Cash App, so thank you. Thank you for that. Let's try to meet in the middle as the stream progresses. But yeah, I don't know. The Lego thing, it disturbs me. Cause you know, is there a mortal danger to the villains attacking? Is there really an imminent threat? You know, I suppose, you know, their bones can be broken, their backs can be broken, which is unpleasant. Their legs can be broken. Not fun, not cool. If they're blown up, presumably, kryptonite, spores, they're you know, they're weak to those kinds of things. Those can affect people. Oh, really interesting, Chuck. That's an interesting glitch. That's crazy. Man, but the idea, you know, since Chuck sort of put it out there, the idea of getting 100, the idea of getting donated $100, that is something maybe to think about. That's something to consider, everybody. Yeah, there's souls. There are Lego ghosts. You know, you can... So, like, Gentleman Ghost, right? He died. He became a ghost. Avada Kedavra. Lego Avada Kedavra. That kills you. There's Force Ghosts in Lego Star Wars. They become ghosts. Exactly. First to donate $100 would become King of the Stream. King of the Stream. Hey, thanks, T-Kaz. T-Kaz10, thank you. I will keep it up. Oh, Man is here. I love Man. Man pulls up with the constant donos. This man is constantly donating throughout the stream, and I really appreciate that. I like to see the fives. I like to see the fives. Plenty of fives. Keep them coming. You know, Kenshiro's cool. Kenshiro's pretty good, but here's the thing, alright? Here's the square that cannot be circled. Batman's running around, and you've got like Karate Kid, who has such good martial arts skill that he can like judo toss Superboy young Clark Kent, and Batman can just fight him. Batman can just fight Karate Kid. He's got pressure points that can affect Solomon Grundy. Solomon Grundy, you know, is this crazy metahuman. He can often fight Green Lantern, or can often fight Superman. So I just, you know, it's tough when pitting him against other martial artists. I will admit I don't know too much about Fist of the North Star. I know that they you know, pretty skilled excuse me, pretty skilled anime universe. But you know, what am I gonna say? What do I say with the Batman? It's right there in your face all the time. I can't ignore the pressure points. I can't ignore the judo. He can redirect the power of these metahumans. I can't ignore that. And I very much doubt that Fist of the North Star is operating on that same level. But it's debatable. I mean, once you have martial arts that can just do such ridiculous things, like, oh, I can reverse the energy, the fundamentals of judo. I can reverse the energy of a metahuman that can, like, sneeze away multiple planets at a low ball. Is that even a martial art? You know, we've transcended the bounds, I think. We've transcended the bounds of it. Chuck, there are a couple key corrections I would make in that scale, but, you know, your heart's in the right place. Your heart is in the right place, Chuck. I appreciate that. That's maybe the most important part. The heart, Osborn! That maybe is all that needs to be said. You will try. I mean, I'll be honest. I think what's more canon is the Venom versus Superman fight from the 90s. And Venom was kind of just dog-walking Superman. I think that's more canon than the new crossover. The new crossover, that does not strike me as particularly canonical. Are you getting 007? I am. I pre-ordered it. Shaking my head, Chuck. You make me question everything, man. Why do I do what I do? You make me question it. Is this all in vain? W Venom feet. It is. I can't lie. That was pretty, you know, good looks. Absolute good looks for the symbiote. Venom is a Smurf. Venom is kind of a... I mean, now well, I guess not now, but he has gotten them recently, these crazy godly powers, so... I don't know what you call that, what term for that, but, self-insert or this like wish fulfillment. I saw, yeah, Yujiro and Tekken. Never been a big fan of Tekken. I don't think I've ever played a Tekken game. And I have only seen and read very little of Baki. It's honestly not my cup of tea. Honestly, not my cup of tea. It's just every chapter's like, he threw a kick with the skill of a planet. It's like, okay. He can fight backwards. Okay. Alright. He can fight so good, he can time travel. Okay. Thank you for another 5. Absolutely love that. Love seeing that. Electra and Psylocke versus Lady Shiva and Black Canary. Black Canary, I think, stomps, man. Black Canary, because here's the thing. Not only is she arguably the best martial artist right now in DC, but the Canary Cry is cracked. The Canary Cry has, like, destroyed Amazo units that have the powers of the entire Justice League. The Canary Cry is not to be underestimated. I think Shiva beats Elektra just hand to hand. You know, you would need someone more of like a Karate Kid caliber to fight Shiva. You know, true best of the best tier. And Psylocke, I feel like if Psylocke had a feat that could even potentially scale her to the entirety of like the Avengers or something, I would know about it. But Black Canary legitimately is in that conversation. Black Canary has some very good feats. People, you know, they forget the Canary Cry. They just forget about it. And she can bust that out whenever she wants. She can change the intensity of it. She is a very versatile character. It's a pretty cool power set. It's not like insanely busted, super high tier with like one superpower, but it's a very strong, like, Canary's underrated. Canary's a cool character. Yeah, I don't know what her, I mean, maybe if Psylocke abuses telepathy, but you know, at that point, I'm sure we can get into the weeds, right? I'm sure Martian Manhunter's been shrugged off. I'm sure Canary has dealt with mind hacks. Would make for a cool poster. Yeah, it would be cool. Would be cool if they did like a variant cover for these new crossovers. Shiva versus Karate Kid is a cover. That would be sick. It's really not much more than a cover. It would just be a fight, you know? And I don't think... What it would be in reality is they fight and then the fight's interrupted before a definitive winner. And it's purposely ambiguous. So it might as well just be a cool cover. Shiva versus Karate Kid would be cool. Yeah. And Elektra has no she has no recourse against the Canary Cry. How do we feel about a yellow dono next? We can work our way to the rainbow. Next up would be yellow. Olander. We're talking Ohmlander today. I actually have somehow avoided, and it's not like I'm trying to run from it or I care if I see it or hear about it, but I have somehow avoided The Boys finale spoilers. Scaling Hotline Miami. You know, I'm sure I played it at some point, but I look for a vibe, you know, for certain videos. I look up, like, you know, what game soundtracks have the kind of sound I'm going for. And Hotline Miami just seems to have an absolutely goated soundtrack. But that's basically to the extent, that's the extent of what I know about Hotline Miami. I'm sure it's a kino, though. I'm sure it's a very kino. I'm sure I would, Charlie. I kind of hate it not even knowing what happened. I can just sort of fill in the blanks. Yeah, The Boys does nothing for me. Does nothing for me. So on another note, but the Lego Batman, the new voice actor from the new game, did a little video with David Hayter, the voice of Solid Snake. And that was pretty cool, because those are two goats right there. Batman and Snake, those are two goats. And, you know, those actors, no David Hayter, no Snake actor and Batman actor have interacted until now. Unless there's something from, I guess no, yeah. Because Troy Baker was never in a David Hayter game. Troy Baker has voiced Batman as well as every other fictional character. But if y'all haven't seen that, look that video up. Thank you, man, for another 5. Songbird versus Black Canary. Might be a bit of a Chucky one. Songbird Marvel. She's got sound-based constructs. She seems like a complete random. Sonic-based enhanced attributes. Let's look up a respect thread. Songbird Marvel respect thread. Let's see what she's got. Let's look at Sonic abilities. Nearly overwhelms Captain America. That's not a good feat. Nearly. Is this even the same character? Able to hurt Hercules? Okay, not bad. That's the best feat I'm seeing here. Looks like the 90s, maybe. Counters one of the Hulk's thunderclaps. Okay, that's not bad. So we have potentially like a Hulk Hercules tier character. I'm just saying, bro. Amazo had all the powers of the Justice League. And Canary blew its head up.
There's another good feat that I saw for her, but I wasn't able to find the scan for it. Oh yeah, she takes out Giganta as well. So Giganta can fight Wonder Woman. Canary was also able to stun Wonder Woman herself. Wonder Woman. But yeah, I'm just saying, bro. Amazo. Need I say more? I think that's my opinion. I think that's what I'm doing with that. Thank you so much for the donations. You can also become a channel member. And get access to the private Discord server. Oi, da. What's up, Russell? For a power scaling question like that, I'm gonna need a donation. The more you donate, the more thorough of an answer you will get. Power scaling is my job. And I promise you it is worth it. You're probably asking the single most qualified person when it comes to answering that question in particular. I did like the new Batman game. I talked about it earlier in the stream. But yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was good. I did like it. I thought it was fun. I didn't think it was that funny. The comedy, like the little gags, were for very young people, which, you know, it's a Lego game, so it wasn't, that's not necessary for me. That's not like, you know, a huge problem. But it was definitely not like the Lego movie, the Lego Batman movie, the theatrical version, you know, whatever. Those are legitimately funny. Those are like funny for all ages. So I would not expect that. But otherwise, it was good. How'd you do your research? Really no different than always. I looked at archive.org for guidebooks. Archive.org is a great resource. You just make an account, you can borrow you know, a lot of books of all various types, but there's a lot of guidebooks on there. So look up Lego DC, Lego Superhero. Watch the movies, playthroughs of the games, character bios. Played the new game myself to get all of the context, all the lore, you know, for what it's worth. So just consumed all the media I could, everything that I knew that was out there, and hunted down everything. Yeah, good deal. Good deal, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
but I enjoyed it. It was fun. And that's all it has to be at the end of the day. It's just fun. Hey, thank you for the 10. That's a yellow. I don't think you're aware of this, Russell, but when I'm doing my live streams here, I aim for the dono rainbow, the donation rainbow. So every color possible, I like to hit during a stream. So you brought us one step closer. If the Force, because of the Fortnite crossover, if they're able to use the Force outside of the Star Wars universe, then does that mean the Force is far stronger than 5D? Does that mean that it encompasses more than just the Star Wars universe? Well, I would say depends how you use the word universe, because by definition, the universe, the concept of the universe, does not inherently encompass all dimensions in the universe, right? The universe as a scientific construct is the 3 dimensions, really. That's what most people consider to be the universe. The 3 spatial dimensions. And time being a dimension in reality is debatable. It is contested. And I would go as far to say that it's just kind of not... It's not the case that time is not a dimension in the same... It's not a spatial dimension, okay? It is a aspect of reality that might be as, intrinsic to the reality, as to the universe as the 3 spatial dimensions. But either way, with Star Wars, they specify, they say the Force is on a higher plane. Hyperspace is a higher plane, is incomprehensible, and the Force can interact with it. Hyperspace is beyond the three spatial dimensions, and then in Star Wars, what is confirmed to be the 4th temporal dimension. Okay. So for one, in canon, which if the Star Wars characters in Fortnite are anything, if they are any kind of specific actual version of Star Wars characters, they would be the Disney versions, all right? We have like Mandalorian, adult Ahsoka, all that kind of stuff. Sequel trilogy characters, that's the Disney timeline. So a lot of the higher dimensional lore, that's Legends exclusive. So we don't actually know anywhere near as much about the Force, about hyperspace, about any of these things, or even those 2 concepts and how they relate to one another. We don't know that. We don't know as much about that dynamic in Disney compared to Legends, right? So that would put a bit of a monkey wrench into your line of thinking. And if we were to say that they were Legends, if you were to wonder, how can those, just ignore the continuity of the question. You would say that the Star Wars universe is 3 dimensions, maybe 4 dimensions if they do consider time, right? In Legends at least. Let's just go with it. But the 0 point by the cosmology established in Fortnite would be far beyond the Force, would be far beyond the 4th, 5th dimension. It would be an insanely powerful, many dimensions higher, if not just in a quantifiable degree more powerful than, the Force. The 0 point is everything. The 0 point is the origin point of every reality in the Omniverse. So it's also constantly called the ultimate power. So I don't think the Force would get inherently upgraded, or it would not get upscaled. The 0 point gets upscaled. The 0 point encompasses Star Wars and the Force rather than the Force user's presence on the island, having it encompass the 0 point or scale to it in any way. Now, it's possible that if Darth Vader has ultimate power and he came out after Galactus and Galactus, cracked the 0 point, scales to it, then, maybe you can start cooking with the Fortnite versions, but, that becomes a bit nebulous. But thank you for the $10. And then G4 Spot, the $9.99. What is this name? But thank you. Nightwing versus Thrag. Listen, bro. Nightwing was able to catch a 5th dimensional being off guard in the 5th dimension. So in his own realm, in his own, where he could be at his most powerful, he was able to catch him off guard. Nightwing would have all the same skills I mentioned that Batman, has. He'd be able to replicate all of those feats of scaling to metahumans just based on skill alone. Nightwing has also fought androids with all of the Justice League's power, all of their powers in the New 52. So I just don't know. I think with weaponry, it's that's a wrap. Based on everything we know, Nightwing would have a grenade capable of launching damage, and damage can punch Superman harder than he's ever been hit before. So I don't know. You gotta put some extra sauce onto Thrag here. Maybe there's something I'm missing. But thank you for the $9.99. We've got yellow covered. Let's see. We can see an orange. Put 2 yellows together for the next one, maybe. Just a suggestion. Just a humble suggestion. No, I do not believe in gray Jedi. I swear by the beige Jedi code. But we can work our way up. We can work our way up. Who's a lot? Never have I ever heard anyone bring up a gray Jedi. Never in my life. Never in my life, actually. In all my years, have I seen a comment or heard someone bring up a gray Jedi. Just wanted to hear you on Thrag. Hey, bro. I hope I satisfied. Hope I satisfied you. Hope you got what you were looking for.
Boom, you looking for this? But yeah, Thrag is just, I mean, what's he gonna do? Get burned by the sun? The heat of the sun's like wall level. So, not feeling it. If you're in a universe where there's actual Superman, I just refuse to believe. I refuse to believe under any circumstance that you could lose to like a bootleg Kryptonian. I just refuse to believe that. I think being in proximity to Superman. Dick Grayson grew up going on adventures with Superman all the time, you know? I think he's learned how to take down stronger beings than Viltrumites, for sure. All donations are appreciated, so feel free. Good deal, G4. That's what I like to see. Robert Kirkman is a silly Billy. Talked about this, I feel like last stream or the stream before that. Kirkman has no authority on Superman, and that is a very, very poor argument if that's the point he's trying to make. Exactly. Big fish in a small pond. Exactly, exactly. That's a great way to put it. Meanwhile, man with the 10. That's an upgrade from man. I appreciate that. I'll take it. Absolutely. With glee. Put that on the screen. Thank you, good sir. Songbird shattering the Moonstones. People always sleep on the Melissa Gold. But during the climax of the Thunderbolts run, Baron Helmut Zemo acquired the Kree Moonstones and the Wellspring of Power. I'll take your word for it. Thank you so much for the 10. Thank you so much for the 10. I'll make a 10 corner right around here. This is where my 10ers, this is where my 10s out of 10 all hang out. Put the 5 over here. Thank you for the 10 to inform us on Songbird. I really know nothing of Songbird. I think I might have seen the character. Is she in Ultimate Alliance 2, I want to say? And maybe that weird X-Men game where you could like create your hero but not really, on the PS3. X-Men Destiny or something. X-Men Destiny, was that what it was called?
But otherwise, she is feeling completely under my radar, so I appreciate the information. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of X-Men on the Thunderbolts or even like mutants throughout the comic history. Very nice to see, Issa. Glad that you're happy. Bullseye should be on the MCU Thunderbolts. I think that would be a very cool dynamic. Unlikely to happen, but it could be cool. It could be cool. Yeah, it's a good game. If I were, if this wasn't my job, I would probably have waited for a pretty hefty discount. I think like a $30, $30. If it's ever brought down to $30, that will be a very, very good purchase. Dave from the Batman show, I think any character from that show would get completely stomped by any of their comic book equivalents. And Nightwing did pretty good against Failsafe when they fought the second time. He snuck up on him and blew a chunk of him off with explosives in a Task Force 7 tie-in. And Nightwing was also like confident he could break him apart with his bare hands after that. So Dave is getting a scrimmage in the face, getting the block knocked off.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch. Does this Pennywise know what he's doing?
That was a fun show, though. I saw some cool fan art on Twitter, retweeted it, of 2004 Robin with, or it was 2003 Robin with 2004 Batman from that cartoon. And it was pretty sick. Pretty good fan art. It would be nice. It would be nice if at some point they could cross those two over, It'd be cool to get a revival. We got a Batman Brave and the Bold revival, technically with that Scooby-Doo crossover that came out like years after Brave and the Bold had ended. So I don't know. The Batman 2004 revival. It's just so hard, I guess, with shows like that had or have a very particular art style. It's hard to recreate that, I guess. It's been so long. The techniques, I'm sure, have changed. The budgets that you allocate for shows, I'm sure, have changed. Most shows are not animated anywhere near as good as Teen Titans or the Batman nowadays. Action shows are basically a thing of the past. America has they save money. They don't have to animate anime. They just dub it, and that's basically the replacement. The Batman and Teen Titans were made in a climate where like they figured it was more profitable to kind of make shows within the style of anime. But now it's there basically is no action cartoon genre anymore. And the main voice of DC himself, the truth spitter, the legend. Thank you, Dan Fern. You're very kind. Dan Fern, as always, I'm going for a Dono Rainbow. So if I'm all those things, I don't know, bro. You could either get the 99-cent deep blue, you could become a channel member and get the green on screen, or step it up and do an orange. That's the next ascending dono color. Alfred, pull up the Crisis stream on the Bat Pewter. You feeling any phantom pains? I am seeing red, but now that you're here, it's all good. There was a part of me that was missing. Let's see it, Dan Fern. Dan Fern, I'm feeling it. You guys feel that? Did no one else get chills? Dan Fern said I'll do both right now. I got chills. Every hair on my body is standing up on end right now. I got actual goosebumps. This is crazy. If you guys saw me right now, you'd call the ER. You'd call a medic. You'd call a combat medic. You'd find the nearest combat medic. Absolute aura, Seeing Red. Seeing Red has aura too. I've seen your potential. The name gives it away. A red dono. A red dono would honestly just shut down any dissent. You'd be unrivaled. Dan Fern, channel member, thank you. Welcome to the Crisis Core. Welcome, Soldier. We have an actual green. It's green. I love my channel members. I'm nothing without the channel members. Charlie seeing red. Cash App or the link? Absolutely Cash App. Cash App, no contest. Anybody else, just in case as well, if Danfern doesn't have it. Crisis Comics. That's the Cash App. I get 100% of those donos. The YouTube donos, they take a chunk. They take a pretty good chunk. And I appreciate them, of course. And I can't deny their convenience. But, you know, it is what it is. It's not enough. It's not enough that I have to... What dono color you need for the rainbow right now? Well, the colors that I don't have are orange, pink, and red. So I would love a red. If you have a red, then I'd say the stream is a total success. And a red is 100 and above. Okay? But a 20 or above, that's chilling. I'm like, W, we're getting there. We're getting towards the rainbow. But if it's 100 or above, I'd honestly just call it. I think that would be like a goated stream. Seeing red, though, I mean, this is, you're getting crushed here in the aura department. Seeing red, I see orange. I'm a big fan of that. The orange channel member sigil there. That's vibes. Dan Fern, that is goated. I believe in you. I believe it. Dan Fern is begging for a red dono. Seeing Red has been a member for 14 months. That's worth celebrating, absolutely. I'll put that on the screen. 14 strong. It's been good times. I just can't crop the cat. I just can't. I can't have that. But yeah, I'm thinking, how do I sweeten the deal? Keep it short. I've heard you talk about the Force in a way that seems to imply that it's alive. It has a will, yes. The Force has a will. It does. Absolutely. If you look up George Lucas Explains the Force, there's that clip where he's in the Clone Wars writing room. And he explains all that stuff. He explains the Force. He says out loud, like, yeah, it has a will, it has like an idea of what a person should do with their life, you know? Like a goal for them, a path. Thank you for the 5, Dan Fern. I appreciate you. Love the Cash App donos. Very grateful. Let me put this on the screen.
I can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the crew.
Thank you so much for the 5. DC Oracle. I very much appreciate the kind words. Fits perfect right there. If it wanted to, could it like manifest itself in a human form? I mean, that's basically what Anakin is. Anakin is the one to bring balance to the Force. And the Force does desire to be balance. If anyone is that, then it's Anakin. And Anakin was also created by the Force to bring balance. Nah, you just have to love George Lucas. George Lucas loves us. George Lucas made a movie so that every child could learn the most important lessons. He cares about everybody. You can only love George Lucas. There would be nothing without him. There would be nothing, there'd be no Star Wars. There wouldn't be the same kind of pushing the technology forward in cinema. So many of us would not have grown up with knowing about heroism, knowing about right and wrong, seeing it firsthand. When you really think about a world without Star Wars, it's not a world I want to live in, I'll be honest. Charlie brought up a good point. I'm looking for an orange. I'm looking for a red. That's where my head's at. Orange 20, red 100, between there's like a pink 50. And I've got time. I'm in here. So, and if you guys want a very in-depth answer to DC, Star Wars, Marvel, comics, live action, video games, whatever, who would win? What does this mean? What's your opinion? This is the place to do it. Where is Villo? Villo commented a while ago, a few streams back. But no, you're right. Villo's been... I miss Villo. Anakin and Maul versus Darkseid? Come on. Come on, Darkseid. Come on. Exactly. Exactly. The George Lucas doubters, the haters, look where you brought us. Look where we are now. Is this better? You want to pretend that this is better? Lego Green Arrow is the ultimate weapon, and what can you even say? Also, him being a Lego piece means that if you step on him, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna bypass their ability. Exactly, it's just sad, Aaron. I wouldn't even call those people fans. Fans of the prequels. The fans of the prequels this is our future, okay? The kids who grew up with the prequels, they are vindicated. They have outlived the haters. They have outlived the original trilogy purists. They could not see it. Okay? I see it. I see what's going on here. Oh, we technically here... No, this is perfect. The label sells it too. This is perfect. You know who you are. You know who you are. I absolutely appreciate it. And the Cash App's even better. I wish Cash App had at least the cool colors, but the label here, I will take solace in that I'm getting 100% of 20. That's fire. So now in the rainbow, first of all, thank you so much. I don't know if you want your name publicized. You know who you are. You can just say that was you and we'll all know. Thank you so much for the 20. Now, we have the pink 50 and a red 100 or above. I'm not going to tell you guys to spend... I'm not going to tell you guys, it's 100 or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Any amount is appreciated. But I am planning on being in the stream for a little bit longer. So it's up to you guys. We're chatting it up anyway. Mr. Lucas has always been awesome for real. Disney, well, they're doing their thing, I guess. Yeah, it's sad. George is old, man. They had a chance there. They had a chance. George was working on episode 7 for like 3 months with the Toy Story 3 screenwriter. And J.J. Abrams came in and said, no thank you. And George was heartbroken. It's really sad. It's so sad what has happened to Star Wars. But we'll always have the pre-Disney material. The best thing that you can say about Disney is they have made all that stuff readily available. So, fingers crossed, knock on wood, we have the comics, the novels, the original movies. Who will be the first to transcend the realm of red? And then Seeing Red says, I got you. Now, unless I misread that, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm getting chills. I have heard of the Bedlam Spirits. Yes, I have. I think they're higher dimensional. Omega Beam Red Dono. The kids crave a Red Dono. The kids yearn for a Red Dono. You actually watched Mando and Grogu? Did you sit in a movie theater and watch that movie? You actually make me sad, bro. Like, oh man, eating some low-calorie ice cream, playing Lego Batman, and watching Crisis Live in my undies is peak Sunday night. Whoa. You know what, bro? I ain't hating. That does sound actually pretty chill. That sounds pretty chill. It sounds like you got... Oh, that's right. Seeing Red gets to see movies for free. He saves all his money to donate in my streams. It's a good system. I feel bad. I would have ran away screaming, bro. It's not worth it. I wouldn't get paid to watch that. Just kidding. If someone wants to pay me to watch Mando and Grogu, I will absolutely crash out on a stream. I will say, what was that? Some of the people are still the same, surely. Some of the people are still the same. I'm sure that the majority or a good bulk of the people who made the Maul show have stuck through since Clone Wars, but I don't think that statement, I think you're being a little uncharitable, because the 3D Clone Wars guys, they were not involved with Legends, really. It's totally different. And totally different writers, totally different team. So yeah. He was not, the point he was making was not literally no one in the company has changed. Obviously that's untrue, and obviously the president that kind of dictates the whole vibe of the brand is different, you know. So I don't think that's a crazy thing that he said. I don't want scaling from that movie. Higher dimensional. No. Probably not. They're just vaguely higher dimensional. But there's really not much known or said about them. I can't even believe... I can't believe they made a movie called The Mandalorian and Grogu, and they like actually did it. That's insane to me, and it's flopping. No one's watching it. The lowest opening box office of any Star Wars movie in history. I guess live action, because I don't think the 3D Clone Wars theatrical movie, I don't think that blew any minds. I don't think that was filling up stadiums. I can't watch anything in the new continuity knowing that it all leads to Rise of Skywalker. I just can't stomach it. It makes everything just awful, bro. Honestly makes me sick. We just don't know anything about them. If you donate, I will read you all the scans, all the scaling I have for the Bedlam Spirits. In fact, I'll put them on the screen. Let me go ahead and get them up. It's not much, I'll warn you, like I've been saying, but... Let's see, Force Entities. Yeah. It is depressing. I don't think I think it's cooked, Dan Fern. I think it's just cooked. You can't get it back, and it's been too long. and it's just not the same. It's not the same. Lucasfilm was bought by Star Wars, and they've hoarded out. They just have. Thank you, Russell, for the 5. I would love to include that little GIF, but I think it will take up too much of the screen here. Thank you for the 5. Russell. Put it. Whoa. Put it over here. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. So, in the Darth Plagueis novel, he says that they are purported trans-dimensional beings. I can look up the exact definition of that later. One of them is called an abstract being, confirms they are manipulating time, matter, and space. Omnipotent, trans-dimensional, digest the fabric of hyperspace. Hyperspace is, like I said, above the 3 spatial and 4th temporal dimension. Let me see if I can... Oh. You can barely see where I'm... Yeah, this is the statement. This is what it hinges on here. So, hyperspace. Standard operating procedure was to keep the thick slabs of transparent steel opaque while traveling through the higher dimensional universe. There was something profoundly wrong about hyperspace, composed as it was of more than the 3 spatial and 1 temporal dimensions that most sentient species were used to. So they digest that. Sam Witwer does seem like a super fan, for sure. You think the supposed leak reviving Anakin? If they bring Anakin back to life, then I will just be so sick to my stomach. I mean, he's basically... What could be better than being a Force ghost? He can just materialize anywhere he wants. He's more powerful than he's ever been. Why would he want to even come back? What's he going to come back for? He's going to come back in Ahsoka Season 2, be alive, and still never interact with his son? Anakin's going to be like younger than his son or something. No, that leak can't be true. Yeah, they digest hyperspace. They digest this like 5th dimensional, higher than the 3 and 4th dimension. They digest that plane. So, pretty powerful, quote-unquote abstract being that can manipulate time, matter, space, digest hyperspace. It's pretty good. I'm feeling a red dono in the air. There's a static. There's a pressure. My ears are starting to ring. There's like a frequency. I can see the red dono. I can see it so clearly that it's scaring even me. I'm scared. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Wow. Dingery-dee-do. Yeah, they're pretty powerful. A funny argument I've seen is one of them at one point goes like, "Oh, by the Force," or something like that, right? Which is like, you know, it's like something you'd say about a higher power. You're evoking a higher power, so they say that to mean that they're still like limited by the Force. Which I would say, I don't know. I think the Force should just encompass everything in the Star Wars like franchise. Like I don't think anything should be like more powerful than the Force. I think that's really silly. I am more powerful than all of the Force. You know, that would be ridiculous. I think that's all wishful thinking. People leak in like, I don't know why they do it, but some leaks are constructed out of wishful thinking. I'm seeing it. You see it too, Aaron. I know it. It's wishful thinking. How do you make them? Why? You have Luke Skywalker. You can't make him. If they want to retcon the sequels, okay. Honestly, I'm game. I think it would be really embarrassing. It would basically just mean that they just gave up and threw all that money down the toilet. Like they spent so much money, man. They spent so much money to make those movies, and they're just like, yeah, they're done. We're done with that. But if they want to do that, I won't complain. You know, but to revive Anakin, that would be garbage. His death, his sacrifice is important. You'd completely make it null and void that he saved Luke. He saves Luke. Luke becomes like a loser anyway, dies in like a completely inconsequential way because Sidious is still alive. Sidious doesn't get, wasn't killed by Vader, wasn't really, Sidious was still a threat. Almost took over the galaxy again. And then Anakin literally comes back like it was. That makes the original trilogy, the original 6 movies, all worthless. A big waste of time. A big waste of time. Yeah, exactly. They'd be admitting defeat. Although I think they're shallow, like they're soulless. It's a soulless company. I did finish Lego Batman, yes. Yes, I finished it. I finished the story. There's really not much else to unlock beyond that. I kind of want to unlock classic Lego Nightwing, but that's a lot of grinding. You got to get all the like Wayne Tech treasure chests, and I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. Halloween is like a guppy to a shark, to a killer whale. That is Star Wars. Nobody cares about Halloween lore anyway. Yeah, bro. Save your money for donating to this stream. Seeing red. How much money do you think you saved? Let's put it on the table. Was it worth the 90? To me, somebody donated for me to get the $90 edition. So, works for me. However, I would say no. If I had to spend that out of my own pocket, no, I would not spend $90. But it's not really $90. You can get it on PC for close to $50 right now. And hopefully with a price drop. It is Red Dono time. Okay? Dan Fern, channel member, has decreed it, has declared it. I don't, you know, if you see Mando in theaters, it's still, it's gonna happen. Okay, it's gonna flop no matter what. It's gonna flop no matter what. It's gonna flop no matter what. It's a PC game or PS5. You can't emulate that. Red Dono time. Somebody out there. You can be the hero of the stream. Look at that space right in the middle of the screen there. Can you imagine? It's not a... Well, yeah, I have no faith in it. It sucks. New Star Wars is garbage. And it is already... It's already a flop. Like, it already happened. It's not a matter of faith. It had the lowest opening box office of any Star Wars movie. And it's not going to get better. It's not possible. So... It's not a matter of faith. That's like, bro, what do you mean you have no faith that if you jump off a mountain, you'll live? What do you mean? No faith? It's like, yeah, I've observed gravity. So it's already happened. People... It's already happened. There is a video that I'm thinking of being like, okay, I'm gonna set this as a stream goal. Like, if I get this much money, I will make the video, because I don't know if it will do... I don't know if it will do well inherently. But that's YouTube, honestly. YouTube is fickle. YouTube is fickle. And you just have to wait for the algorithm to do its thing. I look back at my videos and I'm like, you know, I see the view count that they eventually get. And it's pretty satisfying. The Batman Beyond video is almost at 100K. So, you know, the video will do what it will do. You just have to post and let it be. But I'm trying to think of ways to get people involved, you know, and invested, especially in the streams, as far as like the videos I'm gonna make. So I don't know. I'll have to think about it. To be fully transparent, somebody did donate for me to make a video, but it's about a very specific franchise that basically has no current product out there. No one's talking about it, and I'm thinking of how and when to incorporate it in a video that will do well, because I would obviously like, if I'm going to make a video, I'd like for it to do well. The person's been patient and kind about it, and I've been telling them at every turn what I'm thinking. But yeah. The prequels are goated. Okay, don't listen to people online. The sequels do suck, so don't watch those. You can trust me. Don't watch the prequel, or don't watch the sequels, watch the prequels. And don't watch Mandalorian. And also, don't get your opinion... Honestly, don't get your opinion from me, okay? Don't get your opinion from any YouTuber. Star Wars is just... It's just... I absolutely hate talking to... It seems like robots that just regurgitate something I've said or another YouTuber. Like, it's all just so tiring. I'm exhausted by the lack of individual thoughts. Please, somebody hit me with an original thought. The prequels are bad meme. That's just cap. You're lying to yourself. You're actually lying to yourself. Saying that there is good stuff, no, they're good. Okay? They are good. They're good movies. Let's drop this. Let's take the kid gloves off. They're good movies. You can't... They are Star Wars. You cannot like Star Wars, much less love Star Wars, without loving the prequels. I'm sorry. Yeah. Maybe that's the video to do then, because maybe that's the video to get donations for. If I set a goal for, like, say Metal Gear narrative analysis. Sequels are bad. Listen to me. Sequels are bad. The sequels are bad. The sequels are bad. And again, no matter the quality. What do you mean? The quality of the prequels is goated. That sounds like a horrible idea, Dan Fern. I tried playing the first Devil May Cry. It wasn't fun. It's just not fun to me. I don't vibe with the aesthetic. I don't vibe with the, like, lore. I don't vibe with it. It's not my thing. Force Awakens is not goated. Force Awakens, George Lucas was going to make his episode 7, and then J.J. Abrams said, let's remove the story. Let's remove who is who, why do we care about who, why did this happen. He literally went out of his way to gut the script and then think, this is better. Let me not imagine. Like, no, there was never a plan. There was never a plan for who would become who. JJ had no idea who Rey was, had no idea who Snoke was. The point of his, from his perspective, was that there was a mystery. A mystery inherently involves having no answer, in his writing process. So, Force Awakens is like not even a movie. Force Awakens is not a film. And there's got to be a red dono sometime. There's got to be a red dono. I can't give up. I can't give up. There's so much counting on this red dono. Russell Marin. If the Force is only 5th dimensional in Legends, and Legends is over. So, you don't need to worry about that. Return of the Jedi is peak. I blame JJ, and here's why, okay? So Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, purchases Star Wars, purchases Lucasfilm from George. George sells it because the movies he made got so hated at the time. The Star Wars movies, the Indiana Jones as well, they all got hated. Nobody liked George Lucas, at least the people who were expressing themselves at the time. And he's like, I need to sell my company because I don't have the heart to make this stuff anymore. And the people that I've hired that, they're the best talent in the world, they will not get paid, okay? So he sold it to Disney. He didn't want to. He nearly backed out of the deal. And but he did. He swallowed his pride. It hurt. And he sold it. And so Bob Iger says, well, we just spent like billions of dollars. We need a return on our investment. We spent all this money. We need to make a movie. We need to make a movie. We need to make a film here. So Kathleen is charged with, she was trusted personally by George She'd worked with George. She'd worked with Steven Spielberg, one of George's close friends. And she was trusted with Star Wars. And she, though, has to answer to Bob Iger. So Bob Iger says, got to make a movie quick. We have to immediately go into production, okay, of a film, of a movie here. Now, George, for months, even after selling it, okay, even after selling Star Wars, was developing the movie. That's where all that concept art, if you've heard about Darth Maul and Darth Talon being in the original sequels, it was going to be Han and Leia's daughter. Deuces, you, like, I don't know what's, you got, I don't even know what the deal is with you. Sometimes it's like you've woken up yesterday, you were born yesterday. Sometimes you have like you're asking the most specific, esoteric question that if I was like a magazine from 2003 would have the answer. Like, did you enjoy Batman Begins when it came out? Anyway, it was going to be about Han and Leia's two children, blah, blah, blah. They're going to be fighting Darth Maul. George was developing that. And multiple directors had turned down directing Star Wars Episode 7 because that's so daunting. You know, who'd want to do that? JJ was offered and had turned it down multiple times. And so you have Bob Iger telling Kathleen, you got to make a movie quick. You got George trying to develop his version of Episode 7, but they don't have a director. Need a director. You need a director. And so JJ, after the most recent ask, he says, all right, I'll direct it, but I want to do my version of Star Wars. I don't want to do George's Star Wars because I don't like George's Star Wars. No one likes George's Star Wars, apparently. That's what he was led to believe. Nobody likes it. And no, you won't get spoiled because this movie wasn't made. What I'm describing was not made. And there you go. So Kathleen was told, got to make a movie quick. And you either have a director or you have George. So, unfortunately, JJ would not have directed George's script. JJ wanted to tell his mystery box movie. And so I blame JJ, actually. I blame JJ completely. I think Kathleen was stuck between a rock and a hard place. I think George had sold it. He did relinquish his right, really. I don't even think he's like a majority shareholder. I think he just completely gave it over. I don't even know what, obviously they'll let him in the building. I think he still owns Skywalker Ranch. I think that's like his actual property. But he's not the final say on the intellectual property, the IP of Star Wars. So he did, that was his choice. George didn't want to direct it because it takes forever to direct movies, and he was an old man, and he'd rather spend time with his children. The reason why he didn't direct it is the reason why he sold it, He sold the company because he didn't want to make Star Wars anymore. He didn't want to make these big movies that take so long to make. He wasn't even writing it in that window of time. He was fleshing out. They were workshopping the story. He knew the story. He had the story of what would happen in that trilogy. And the writer, I forget his name, but the Toy Story 3 writer, he was actually building a 3-act arc narrative with dialogue, etc. Yeah. When no one on hears a word, Lucas says Star Wars was Star Wars. What's the question? I'm sorry, Dan Friend, I can't understand that. Thank you,
Kimimaru Heroes and Stand for the 5. Appreciate it. I love the 5s. I love the 10s. I love the 20. But a red dono to end the stream, that would be pretty epic. That would be epic. That would be like Thor landing in Wakanda, showing up. That would be pretty sick. To get a red dono. I still have hope. I still think it could happen. Oh, I see. I see. I see what you did there. But yeah, it was basically inevitable though that Star Wars would die. I think J.J. Abrams killed it, and it was inevitable. Sadly. Like, you can't... The only person that you can blame is J.J., because he just sucks. Exactly, Aaron. Crisis merch? Bro. When I hear YouTubers with merch, I'm like, does anyone actually buy that? Thank you for the 20. Kimimaru Heroes and Stand. Thank you. That is big. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of that. I very much appreciate that. I don't want to downplay that in any way. I will say I still hold out hope for a red. I believe that faith can be rewarded. But thank you so much. And you're a channel member, double goat status. Yeah, there is this, it's Sith adjacent. It's a Sith-esque philosophy. Some Crisis undies and socks, because that's all you wear, right? That's all you got going on? Yeah, I just don't know who would buy. What would it even be? My logo on a t-shirt? I don't even think I could sell that, to be honest, because it is literally the font and word used in all the DC events. I don't even know if I could sell that. But I see people selling crazy stuff. I see people selling like Dragon Ball Z art on t-shirts and stuff, and it's like, okay. It's DBZ fan art, but you're putting it on a shirt, you're selling it for real money. This isn't your intellectual property. I don't know how those things work. But I think from a YouTuber, when I was a little kid, I bought a t-shirt, and a few years ago I bought like a long sleeve t-shirt. And the t-shirt, the second one, that one looked cool. It was actually just a cool shirt. It just so happened to my face. I would absolutely never sell a product with my actual face on it. That will be the day. If I was walking around, if I checked my Twitter and somebody was like, yo, buy your shirt, and it was somebody with my face on their shirt, dude, I'd have to get therapy. That would scar me for life. That is like so crazy. That would be absolutely wild. This guy, Deuces, man. JJ did not... First of all, dude. JJ was not involved with the second Cloverfield movie. I don't even think... Wasn't it Matt Reeves? Matt Reeves directed the first one? Matt Reeves... Cloverfield. Yeah, okay. Directed by Matt Reeves... Written by Drew Goddard, produced by JJ. So JJ had nothing to do with the first Cloverfield. I feel like you're just doing this on purpose. 10 Cloverfield Lane. Again, not directed or written by JJ. Produced by JJ. That's it.
So he put the money down. He put some money down. And then Cloverfield Paradox was the biggest piece of garbage of all time. Of all time. Not directed by or written by JJ. He's got to be trolling, right? I just don't think so, though. I think there's something deeper. Having your face on a t-shirt like you got shot, yeah. Oh, see, I just... And also, what if like someone commits a crime with my t-shirt on? You know? I wouldn't like that. Why was JJ asked to direct Star Wars? Because at that point, he had successfully rebooted Star Trek, and they'd also asked, like, every up-and-coming director, or even, like, they asked every director, basically, in Hollywood.
Far from it. She was a hero who died for her country. She carried out her mission knowing full well what was going to happen.
They asked every director, and only JJ said yes. That's why. So he basically got it just by being the, you know. It's crazy. He was just the last. He was the only guy who said yes. He was the last guy. He was the only one willing to do it. Which is sad. Anyone else? It's possible, bro. Anyone else, if it was, you know, I don't know who at the time, who else they would have asked, but anyone else probably would have kept George around, picked his brain. That is so weird. No, I don't blame them for passing on it. I do blame, there's got to be someone to blame, though, for not donating a red dono. I'm losing faith. I hope that just at the moment where it's like all seems lost, you know? It's all lost. What I would love more than anything is a $100 dono with a power scaling question or something that can get me going, something that I can give an expert level analysis, something that I can really sink my teeth into. And it could get me going. I could be talking for another half hour. It's all JJ's fault. It's all JJ's fault. Let's get a chant going in the comments. Just red dono, if you can. Red dono. Spam red dono. Red dono equal goat. Let's get a red dono. Red dono equals hero. Let's see if we can get that going. I'll even do this, bro. This is kind of funny. Let's do this. Let's do a goal. We all love goals. I have now created a goal. Oh, wow. Give me Mar. Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro, for the $1. That's what I was hoping for. It's kind of close. If you get rid of the decimal point there, we're getting close. What's happening right now is there's somebody in the stream just sort of waiting for the right moment. Maybe they've commented already, maybe they've donated already, but they're waiting to see it reach a fever pitch. Sequels are made by a Trekkie. I don't even think he's a Trekkie. I mean, he turned Star Trek into generic sci-fi action. You know, he made it for the unwashed masses. Star Trek was super nerd, super cerebral, really, compared to like you just shooting lasers and blowing up planets. You know, he made Star Trek Star Trek 2009 is a Star Wars movie. You know, obviously without the depth, but yeah, you're invited to DC cookouts. I do not have any Lego sets, no. The only Lego piece I have in adulthood now is a Wonder Woman Lego. A little Wonder Woman Lego. Because it was in a bundle of Lego guidebooks, okay? And you know, if there's one thing that I refuse to skimp out on, it is guidebooks. J.J. Abrams. You're invited to the DC cookout. Absolutely. If I get $100 dono, you're all invited to the DC cookout. I'm just gonna stream until I can't even form a sentence. This is serious stuff here. This is do or die. No, Lego sets are too expensive. Lego sets are too expensive, man. And I don't like building stuff anyway. I don't like building Legos. I'll be 100. I don't have the patience for that. True omnipotence? No. There's always a bigger fish. You can only be the most powerful character in your fictional universe. 24-hour stream. I can definitely not stay awake for 24 hours starting now. Action figure statue lineup. Nothing has changed, really. I have a Dick Grayson Batman. I have a Nightwing. I have Anakin statue, Nightfall Anakin statue, Batgirl. All these DCs are McFarlane, Superman, Deathstroke, DC Universe Online, Jim Lee Batman statue, All-Star Batman and Robin Jim Lee statue, the Hasbro No Way Home triple pack, Tom, Andrew, Toby, Hasbro, or is it Hasbro or Band? I think it's Hasbro, right? Hasbro, No Way Home Doc Ock, McFarlane, classic McFarlane, MGS2 Solid Snake, Revolver Ocelot, and Gray Fox. I think that's it. I got a Vegito. Got a little Vegito toy. Little statue. Some amiibos. Some Zelda amiibos. The Snake. Solid Snake amiibo. Pretty good lineup. Pretty good roster. IMHO. IMHOFR. I don't know if there's a Donna Troy Lego. There might be. I think I've seen Donna Troy in a guidebook. Like one of these Lego guidebooks. But maybe not. The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. They're all Funko Pops. The only Funko Pops I have... Okay, I have technically 2 that were gifted to me. And then when No Way Home merch was coming out, I just bought whatever I saw, honestly. Because I'm like, these characters, like my childhood was surrounded by the Raimi merch, the Raimi figures. And I'm like, is there ever going to be another chance? Like, is this my last chance to get merch of these characters, you know? So I do have a No Way Home Goblin Funko. I do have a Toby Funko keychain. And then I got recently, they're not Funkos. I don't know what brand they are, but you know those like mystery, I don't know, mystery eggs or something where there's a toy in it from like a wave and you don't know what you'll get. I went to a little cheapo store just for fun, and mystery, I got Teen Titans Robin, Teen Titans Go Robin, which is goated. Teen Titans Go Raven, which was goated. Red X would have been cool to get, but those two are goated. And then Ben 10, I got Ben and Forearms, which I looked at all of the figures, or all of the options in that wave, and I honestly think I lucked out. I think I got the best ones that could have got. It's a cool lineup, Dan Fern. Are you totally sure there's not a limit? Am I sure there is not a limit? There is not a limit, no. There is no such thing as like, I don't know, it depends. Yeah, there was no Heat Blast in that wave. That was not an option. You cannot make a character call I beat everyone in fiction, because when you're judging characters, you judge them based on their feats, and you can basically just keep stacking layers, you know? Like, oh, I'm infinite dimensional. It's like, okay, well, I'm you know, unironically, there could be a character that's like twice that. It's possible. Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. Yeah, the Ben 10, you know, it's a series I haven't made a video about yet. Pretty good view, reception. I think it's an evergreen topic. It's, you know, it's not like it's not a video dependent on a particular product, you know? So I think it could keep getting a boost in viewership the more maybe the comic gets talked about. The more issues. Unfortunately, the comic is, I think, monthly or bi-monthly, which is unfortunate, because I'd love to have a consistently released Ben 10 comic. I think that would be cool. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I don't know, man. I think you're asking the wrong kind of question. I think you were asking the wrong kind of question. I'm gonna go ahead and set a timer. Let's see what I can do here. I'm gonna go ahead and set a timer. Let's add window capture. Let's go ahead and set a timer for 10 minutes here. Good stream no matter what. Gonna set a timer for 10 minutes. You guys have me for 10 minutes. So if somebody wants to come in and donate 100, okay, I will be appreciative. But been streaming here now for over 2 hours. Appreciate everybody who's donated. Appreciate everybody who's asked a question. And anyone who's watched, anyone who liked this stream, all channel members, you're all goated. Come in clutch. So thank you, Seeing Red, being a channel member. Thank you, Dan Fern, for the multiple donations, as well as being a channel member. Russell, appreciate you. G4, appreciate you. Man, can't do it without you. Jurgis, appreciate it. T-Cause. T-Cause was the first donator of the stream. So that's goated. Kimimaru, Heroes and Stan, pulling up. Bit of a last-minute orange. Love to see it. If somebody wants to donate, like I said, 100 before the timer goes up, you will extend the stream. I will stay alive. I will be subject to whatever questions you have. But what topic do we have here? How do we want to wind it down if that's what's going on here? And I'll be back streaming. I'll probably stream in a couple days. So no pressure either way. Probably get to work on my next video as well by then. At least brainstorming. At least brainstorming the topic. Maybe I'll get around to streaming a little bit of 007. I'm not quite sure about that. Don't know how stream friendly the game will be, but some ideas I'm having here. If you haven't seen my latest upload, the ranking the Lego Batman characters from weakest to strongest, give that a watch. If you have seen it, put it on loop, honestly. Open a tab on your computer, on your phone. Put the video on loop. If every single one of you guys looped the video, it would be huge. It would help out the video a lot. If every single one of you guys put it on loop and got the view count up, that would be awesome. And you guys can do that for free, you know. That's of no extra charge. It's just out of the kindness of y'all's heart, and it helps me out tremendously. But yeah, share the video, post it online. Absolutely appreciate it. I'm gonna sleep well, I think. I'm gonna sleep well tonight. What are all of you guys looking forward to the most? Whether it be a new comic, a new movie, a new video game. What are you guys most looking forward to? I think that might be a good way to wrap it up here. Rewatch and I'll loop it. That would be a huge help. Try to remember. I mean, the video is 17 minutes long, so if you loop it overnight, there'll be a lot of views. I have not played that, no, Russell. Looking forward to Spider-Man Brand New Day. Yeah, gonna have to make a video. Gonna have to make a video about that for sure. I might just have to do Has Tom Surpassed Toby and I'll be like, here are his best arguments for how that's possible. And here's why maybe that's not the case, but you know, who knows? Who knows what happens in it? Looking forward to new Resident Evil. Oh yeah, check out my new video, Dan Fern W. No, you don't, Seeing Red. Read DC. If you're waiting for Marvel Comics to come out, read a DC comic. You're gonna make me lose control. And is that what you want? Do you want me to lose control? Yeah, no. There'll have to be a brand new day video. I will keep that in mind, Russell. I will keep that in mind. Man, how crazy would it be if, like, last minute somebody just drops $100 and I'd have to stream for, like, another half hour? That would be crazy. That would be completely... That'd be an unprecedented level of badass. Man, 10 minutes is a long time when you think about it. It's actually a scary long time. That's a good point, Dan Fern. What if you all donated? If you all donated right now amounts that add up to 100, that would do the trick. You know, if 5 of you donated 20, that would do the trick. Kimimaru Heroes and Stan, I mean, he's donated the most single dono, I think. Or, you know, out of a single donator, he's donated the most. Yeah, I'm very worried about the Green Lantern show, but it could surprise me. I'm not enjoying how they're marketing it. Yeah, I mean, the suit looks silly, but it'll be in the movie for 5 seconds, and I don't know. Do we need Kryptonian spacesuits to look cool? I don't know. Is that something that we need in the world? Oh well. Yeah, that's not something on my Supergirl movie checklist, is like, does the suit she traveled to Earth in, did it look cool? Was it goated? Top 10 designs. Top 10 Supergirl costumes. Top 10 Supergirl costumes. The suit she was in while she flew to Earth. Well, gang, we're winding down here. I'm not holding my breath. It's been a good stream. It's been a few good streams. These all add up in ways that you guys don't know. And I did stream kind of late tonight. Next time I stream, I'll do it a little bit earlier, like I have been lately. But thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate all you guys. I hope I entertain you guys. I hope you watched the latest video. You are entertained. You are informed. At the end of the day, as long as I hit that, it's that's my job, you know. But with all that said, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. And I will see you all next time.